Hello and welcome. Today we're going to check out two very different LEGO magazines. We've got the Avengers magazine and the Ninjago one to take a look at, and they both come with very good minifigures. This one comes with two. We've got Marvel and Cap to have a look at with a custom stand as well, I do believe. And this one has a very exclusive LEGO Ninjago tin, which is this thing here. So we'll be comparing that tin to some of the other tins as well. So start off with Ninjago and the other tins that are or were available. So you've got these three masks on the side, and then as it spins round you can see you've got the legacy box on this side. Now the big difference is that this new one is from a completely different theme. So I did not manage to collect all five, I guess, that I would have needed for this. I didn't even know this was a thing when they first came out. I had no intention of collecting them as they went, but it just seems to be my local store seems to get them. But that is the front of that tin. It does look very, very effective. So you can see Cole looking nice on there. Then you got him on that one, which I don't think anybody likes that one, to be honest, do they? And then you have got Lloyd as well. Now, moving on to the brand new tin, you can see straight away it's got the different bit of artwork at the bottom. Now, the hard thing is to get this off without ripping the actual magazine. So, can I get the sellotape off this one without destroying it? Well stuck on, as you can fully well imagine. But I think we have managed to do it. Now, this is what this one looks like. So I just propped you up ever so slightly on a makeshift stand, which funny enough is actually a Lego brick of all the things. So you can see what this one looks like. Beautiful green all around the outside, and then you have got this one. So this does look rather nice. I've got a very, very funny feeling this is from, I'm going to say the new series, but it's not the Rising Dragon, because Lloyd is just in his gold, but I don't know if he's got his dragon face. So again, on the side you've got Lloyd, and then legacy box, and then you've got her on the other side. Now these do have obviously the others on this side, but you've got all three villains on this one, so that's the nice cool thing about that. But this is the new one. So if you have got this minifigure, or you know what series this is from, then obviously please do let me know in the comments below. But obviously what you guys and girls are here for is the minifigures, so we'll take a look at the minifigures first, like I've said, and then what we'll do is we'll quickly compare both magazines as well. But this is very, very heavily sellotaped down. They do look great. Now, this is slide all the way open, and then that is what you get on the inside of this. So you've got a super shiny tin on the inside, and these are the bits and pieces that are included. So if I get you down to ground level again, put that behind it, that will make a little wall up. That'll look pretty, won't it? So we make a little wall up to stop the pieces from falling around, which would be great. So we'll use those three. They're going to stand. Perfect. Right, so they are not going to go anywhere. As you can tell, I am in a temporary area at the moment. It's not the easiest thing to do. So Lloyd looks good with the gold trousers, and you can see you've got the nice green everything on there, and then you have got a slightly different shade of green up at the top. So you can see on his chest compared to his arms, they do look completely different. You've got the nice gold coming through across the chest, and you've got the nice bit on the tummy, so you can see all of the bits and pieces going through on either side, and then you've got the main bit going down on the middle. Does look really, really smart actually. So let's see if I can find his noggin. Yes, so if you are looking for this as a CMF or a BAM minifigure, you will be looking for the green eyes, because they always seem to have green eyes for Lloyd, and you can see that is the one expression on there, and then you have got his smug look on the other one. Now before we put the mask on, that is all the printing on the back, and again I think that does look very, very effective. It does look rather smart, I think. So you can see all the different bits and pieces that are going on that. Again, lots and lots of gold. You've got it all wrapping through from the bottom left all the way around. You've got his symbol and emblem on the back. It's quite a deep green actually, very, very, very deep compared to some of the others, because normally it's the same shade of green as his belt, but we have got a really, really dark green. So again, fingers crossed it's coming through on the camera okay. And then you've obviously got his gloves. Now the other thing that we're gonna have is that. So that is what that looks like again from the front. All the green that wraps around, and then you've got it on the back, which I think does look very, very effective. You can see just all of the detail again with that on the back and then that on the front, and you've got the different bits and pieces with the... That is Lloyd, and then what we will do, we'll move on to the villain, which I'm afraid, until I actually open up the magazine, I don't know who this is. So I always do this, I always do it the wrong way around, but she does look rather cool. So you can see that you've got the nice red. If I get the torso on, it means I'll be able to pick up the legs a little bit easier. So there we go. Really, really nice silver with this one. You've got all of the red and everything dotted on the actual arms, which again does look very, very effective indeed. It does work nicely. And you can see that you've got all the bits and pieces on the boot. So you've got all of the nice effect just there. So you can see starting on the sort of metal toe caps, and you've got the bits and pieces up across the top of the thigh. Then you've got the really nice silver across the top of the leg. So if I bend that back, you can see exactly what I mean by that. So the print actually goes all the way up to the top, and then around the waist you've got the red bit. So I put the hand down, you can see on the waist the actual red goes straight into the side of the trouser, which is lovely. And then you've got the flame effect up on the t-shirt, then you've got the silver clip, and then you've got all the different bits and pieces on the chest, and then you've got the belt buckles going across the top, which does look nice, and then you've got the bit around the neck. Now if I put the noggin on, let's put the head on to see what this looks like. Really big vibrant print for the goggles, so this does look very, very smart. So you can see what that looks like on the front. It does look really, really nice, I think. And then as we spin around, there is no second print on this one. Not that it matters whatsoever, because obviously the focus point of this is this. Now this does look very similar to some of the Lego Movie 2 characters that they did way back when. Now I'm going to try and do this with one hand. Can I get it on? Yes. So it's not completely perfect and straight, but it does look like a rather cool piece. Now she does have some elements, as does Lloyd. So if I bring Lloyd back in and put these two side by side, so they see what they look like just as minifigure form before we give them their sort of effects and the other little bits and pieces that they've got within this. Again, I think it does look rather nice. So I'm just going to mess around with the lighting myself in case I need to do bits and pieces up in. I've only got the one light with me, don't ask why, but it is what it is. But that is what he looks like with his golden sword. So I think that looks quite nice, and you can obviously see the green through his eyes, and he balances well enough. It's not overbalanced, which is nice. It is a long length on that one, but you can see what that looks like. Now with this one, a little bit more going on with this one, because you could, again, going back to all the silver in case it didn't work with the other lighting that I had, that is what that is like. But you plonk that on, nice and simple, and then you've got this really cool flame effect. So you have got two of those to build up. So you can see if I put the hair piece on properly, which I'm going to do in a second with both hands, it does look pretty cool and pretty effective. And now if I plonk this on correctly as so, there we go, that is what she looks like from there. Now don't forget, because there is a little bit of weight and only stood on the table, a little bit harder to balance, but it is balancing, so that does do the trick. But again, that is what that looks like. So I think it is rather effective. That is those two minifigures done, so we can knock those straight out the way, and we have a choice of this one and this one first. Now the big difference between the two, apart from one being Captain Marvel and one being Captain America, is this is in the old polybag style, and this is in the new paper one, which is always a bit surprising. So I'm not 100% sure how they got so many of these as a backlog, but you would imagine that they'll both be exactly the same. The date on the back of this one is 2023, and this one has nothing going on with it. But what I do like about this one, this one says 2021. So this has the 2021 date on the back, and this has the 23. So they're clearly just trying to get rid of these. That's why you're getting two with some of the magazines. And the nice thing with this at the top, you have got this really nice little bit of artwork just up at the top, just there. But you will notice at the top of this one, it did take half the magazine off, which we will look at in a second, because these are so heavily sellotaped down, because obviously it is just this sort of paper, that they have to do it because it's people steal them. But the problem is they're really easy still to rip. But so we'll have to figure out what we can do with regards to opening it up. Will it open up easy enough? There we go. So this is the first one. Now the problem is with this, and I think this is what's starting to annoy quite a lot of people, is they have put this in a recyclable, I think this is fully recyclable in the UK, but on the inside, it's still in plastic. So this you can't recycle. But the minifigure itself is just loose. So why didn't they? You've got loads and loads of blast effects in there, and you've got tons of blast effects in there. I'm not moaning at the fact that we're getting it, but hopefully when it comes to the paper bags, from when they go paper to paper rather than all plastic, it is actually something that they can recycle, which will be fantastic, because over in the UK it isn't the easiest thing to get rid of. Now, we have got quite a lot going on with this. There's far too many pieces rolling around on the table, but we will go straight in and start with the legs. So the legs, no print on, nice and simple. They're just blue forward and back. Looks nice. Now, will actually be able to do a comparison with the minifigure that comes with the hoopty, because I do actually have the hoopty, and it is a interesting looking set. So we have got all of the blue, the gold, and you've got the nice gold element and emblem up at the top, and then again across the back you've got the nice gold. You've got all of the patterning on the back there, and then you have got the gold with the red. No arm print on either side. Does look smart enough. It does look very, very nice. Now, with regards to the facial expressions, you have got that one at the front, and then you've got the more smug with the eyebrow raised on that one, so that might be slightly different to what you get. So we will compare the two of those very, very quickly. You do get the nice long blonde hair with this Carol rather than the shorter one, because she does have the longer hair with that. So Brie Larson, I thought, did a really good job in this film. And then you have got all of that going on with this. So what are we doing with all of these? Obviously you can get her on the flight stand. You've got all of these different bits and pieces in here. I'm not going to open these up, there's no need, but you can see what you've got in there. You've got the big blast effect at the top. You've got the bits that will go underneath her feet. So you've got the shorter ones, the longer ones. You've got another small blast effect just there. So there's what, 1, 2, and then you've got the longer ones, and then here, that one there. Get it into the corner, there we go. That one is obviously her punch effect, so she can put that round on her wrist, so she can do all of that. Now you've got all of those to go with all of this that is on the table, because what you will be able to do is you'll be able to do bits and pieces where you can get her standing on things and then have the blast effects through, and then these go into her hands. And then obviously you can stand her up. And I'm assuming, because you've got this bit here, I'm making this up as I go along now. Oh, that's gone absolutely flying. That nearly hit me in the face, that one. So we will pretend that didn't happen, and we'll put the other one back in. I'm assuming that what you'll be able to do is obviously something like that. So she's got her little flight stand, and then they will connect in to the next bit, and then it stands up, because that's the only way it's going to stand. So I'm assuming that's how that would be. But when we actually open up the magazine finally, we can have a good look. Now, let's put all these pieces in here, because I want to see what this cap looks like. But before actually we get the cap, I will grab the other minifigure. From first glance, I think they are absolutely identical. Everything on the torso is exactly the same. Everything across the back is exactly the same. The one that I'm holding is obviously from the hoopty. I did a hoopty versus X-Men unboxing video for two of the most overpriced Lego sets in human history. So if you want to check that out with these minifigures in more detail, because the minifigures that go with the hoopty are pretty cool. Now, that I think is slightly different. Possibly, or is it exactly the same? They've just given us the... No, they are exactly the same. The print is the same. For some reason, the eyebrows on this one look a little bit closer together, but I don't think it is. I think it's an optical illusion, but the hair piece is obviously identical, and then you've got the two faces. So no, if you want yourself a Captain Marvel from... that did just hit me in the cheek. So the other one has popped off. I've just been smashed in the face by Captain Marvel. That's probably me complaining about the film when I was watching it. Wasn't very nice. She cracked me right in the cheek. So if you do want yourself one of these, you can pick yourself up the magazine. Now, talking of the magazines, it is a bit of a pricey one, because this magazine was actually £6.50, but you do get the two minifigures in. Now, I will do a side-by-side comparison of both magazines with regards to the price, and obviously a very, very quick run through at the end. Now, this is the interesting thing, because I want this outside the Avengers Tower, because I think that would look quite nice. But with this one, look, it's completely different. So you get a one-to-one, but this has been around ages and ages. So these are much harder to open up, but these aren't recyclable because of what's on the inside of these. So we can't recycle this in the UK, I do believe. This has to be thrown away. So hopefully they don't put this internal bit on the paper stuff. But we are not here for a recycling tutorial. We are here to see what this cap looks like. So, plenty of different bits and pieces on here. Again, we'll start with the minifigure like we've been doing. So you have got, looks like you've got the chin strap with that. I'm glad I put those tins there. You can see why I've done that, because the pieces roll backwards. The floor is on a slight slope, so everything rolls back. Now, the print on this looks very, very nice. You've got the really bright, vibrant blue going across the brown belt buckle. Now, as I am talking, I am looking for another cap that comes with the Avengers Tower, because there are two of them, which does look very effective. So you can see you've got the white and the red all in between, and you've got that really nice pattern all around the star as well. The print on this is fantastic. You can see, again, the print carries around all to the back. You've got that sort of mesh effect all across the shoulder blades, and then you've got the really bright, vibrant blue, again, with that brown belt buckle. Now, before we get the other cap, this is what the face print looks like. So you've got the smug face, like they seem to do on all the characters, and then you've got the one with the chin strap for his helmet. Now, you do obviously get both of those. We will put the hairpiece on him, though, because that is what we want. And we will compare it now, before we make up whatever's just gone flying, this one with the Avengers Tower. Now, we are going to play Spot the Difference, because there is a big difference. Obviously, it's a completely different outfit that he's wearing in the Avengers Tower one compared to this. So, is it accurate? And what film is the Golden Star from? So, this light blue one here is from the Avengers Tower. So, obviously, it's going all the way back to the original Avengers film. So, when did he wear this outfit? Get it in the comment section below. When did he wear this outfit? And the eyebrow colour is completely different. So, obviously, this is a brand new one from 2023, whereas this figure was from 2021. Glove colour, side on, is completely different. You've got the darker red against the much more richer red. Back pattern, obviously, is going to be different as well. That's a big difference on this one. You can see they are completely different. Hairpiece, exactly the same, though. So the hairpiece is the same with regards to facial expression. What, again, one on the left is the tower. One on the right is the chin strap. So we do not get a chin strap with this one. That is the two patterns that we get. And that is Grumpy and Smug. So eyebrow colours are completely different, and completely different thicknesses as well. So which one is correct, I guess? Which one has the more correct eyebrows? That is something I've never thought I'd ever say before, paying attention to Steve Rogers' eyebrows. But if I put that one there and that one there, you get a good understanding of exactly what is what. But they do look very, very effective. Obviously, the shield is going to be exactly the same. That is a shield that comes with this one, but we'll focus on this one. Right, we should, he says, be able to build this quick enough. So that's the bottom. That bit goes there. Stop rolling away. That will be the bit that... Does that hook on? That hooks over there. So that looks nice and smart. I'm assuming the blue bit then goes on next. There we go. I'm trying to do it through a viewfinder. It's not the easiest thing. Then that bit goes there. So that means there you go. That's what that looks like. That is a nice looking thing. And then that goes beside it. So that is actually a really nice thing that they've given you in the magazine. I really do like the look of that. So it is a smart looking thing. So we now know that Steve Rogers, or Cap, is completely different in the Avengers Tower to this one. So it is worth picking this one up if you don't have him in anything else. And if you want to get yourself, she does look fantastic. The print on her is very, very good. And obviously she's probably got the second best print in the hoopty, because I think the other characters that come with it has a slightly stronger print, but that's obviously the outfits that they wear in the film. But I think both of those side by side, I think they look very, very good. So that is a very quick look at all 4 minifigures that you get given with the 2 different magazines. Obviously the Ninjago one from the Ninjago magazine, and then you have got 2 completely different ones with the Avengers magazine. Now the Avengers magazine, like I said, was £6.50, and the other Ninjago magazine, which we're about to start taking a look at now, is actually £6.99, but don't forget you got the tin. So we will finish back up with the minifigures once we've had a look at the magazine. So we'll go through the magazine super quick. I won't spoil it for anybody with regards to the answers for the quizzes and things, but at least you get to see what it is. But this is the front cover that you're looking for. Then obviously you've got that green tin that we've already seen that was stuck just on here. Now it says at the top it comes with 2 amazing Lego toys. If you're in Australia, you get the shaft again because it is $11.99 US, $6.99 for the UK, but you have got on this one, by the looks of it, some rather large posters. Now as we open it up, you have got all of the newest sets on this one. So you've got the Lego City bits and pieces with the prison breakout, you've got then obviously the fire stuff, and then you've got all of the other minifigures and the other sets that are included at the bottom. Now on to the actual training plan. Now this is the cool thing about the Ninjago magazine, because you can see just on here, their training plan is what's included within it. So you can see the comic is on page 4, Ninja School, and then you've got the full speed downhill, and so on and so forth. And that is obviously the legacy tin as well. So there's quite a bit that we're going to be taking a look at very, very quickly. So that is your comic, more comic, and more comic. I'm trying to hold the camera while turning the pages because I haven't got access at the moment to the actual tripod that I need, but again, it is what it is. So you've got lots and lots of different bits and pieces with the comic. Now again, depending, the reason why I'm going through this really quickly, and Pixel apparently is coming to one of the Ninjago magazines, so that'd be very, very good because she's worth quite a lot of money, so keep your eyes open for her. Now every magazine that you get will have a different formula. Some of them are more comic based, some of them have more things like this. So this is obviously a big game, and then you have got Into the Deep, so you got all of that. So that is a big thing that comes all the way down, and then you spin it back around again, and then you've got Lloyd's Clear Out. So that is all the different Lloyds that you can get. And can you imagine getting all of them in minifigure form? So if you are a completionist, there we go, new word made up, you've got to get every single one of those Lloyds in your collection, and then you're going to have to get that for every single team member as well, because there are loads and loads of them. Some of these I have never ever seen before, so some of them look fantastic. Well, most of them, to be honest, look brilliant. And then you have got the Forbidden Jiu-Jitsu, and then you've got more bits and pieces with regards to the episode, which is the nice thing. So it tells you what episode bits and pieces are from on this. So it gives you a bit of a throwback. Pixel with the throwback puzzle. Then you've got all different bits and pieces with the mech. So again, that does look rather cool. You've got different bits and pieces going on with that. And then you've got autograph hunters, master cutout. So we're on the last page. So that I'm covering, that's the answers. So what is next? It does look like the next magazine, there it is supposed to be another special edition, and you get another character from this series. So you're now going to get Zane with that one. So that does look pretty cool. So there's a bigger look at Zane, and there's a bigger look at the Bone character that comes across the top. So Bone King versus Zane is that one. So that is what you're going to be looking for the next one. So there's all your answers, and then you've got to share your wisdom, and then you've got your cutout for the front. So just be careful which one you want, because sometimes you cut around the lines differently. So cut around the lines for that one or that one. So they are exactly the same size mask, and then you've got the eyeball holes for there. So you've got 2 of those. Now that is the front cover for that one, and this is the front cover for the Avengers one. I'll keep the pace up on this. This got absolutely battered. I told you it got ripped because I had no choice, because it's just how much sellotape they use. I did manage to sellotape the other one down as well, but that has ripped, well, him clean to pieces. But it is what it is. Now, let's have a very, very quick look. So this has got about your plays, your superpower. This is where they're advertising all those different bits and pieces, because these magazines just get, it's lucky dip what turns up basically over in the UK. So this one could have been out and done the rounds a couple of times. I would imagine this would have come out well into last year when this film came out at the cinema. So again, all about Captain Marvel, so that's pretty cool. So if you are a big Marvel fan and a fan of these films, that would be a very nice version of the minifigure if they would release that. And you can see the different hand elements. So that is what you can do with regards to all the flame effects for the feet and the 2 bits and pieces in her arms. So that is quite handy that they have shown that. And they have got, oh, this could get quite expensive. They've got a Wild Super Chaos. Now, can you name all of these, and do you have the sets? Coulson is needed. That main man is needed. I think I've got that one. I need that version. I need the Red Hulk. There is a lot going on this. This is probably the first time I've seen all of the older Marvel minifigures all together. Now they look brilliant, so I'm going to have to backtrack some of these. Got the different version of the Falcon. You've got this thing going on with him. Pizza, random pizza. And then you've got that different version that I haven't got as well. So very, very interesting, but that is a cool little game. What that game's about, I don't know, but this is what it is. How many villains are in red? You've got all the different questions in there. So that is a very, very cool game because that's obviously going to make you want to do bits and pieces. But you've got Hulk 2.0. Then you got into the comic. So how many pages is a comic on this one? Quite a few, I would imagine. Then you've got a hero profile about Doctor Strange on there. Then you've got Hawkeye poster. And then you've got Heroes of Action poster. Again, these posters on the inside of these do look very, very good. So if you do like to frame your posters, this is probably the magazine to get, because I think the Marvel stuff has the better magazines, to be honest. And then you've got all the different bits and pieces with the villains. So we've got Kang, Killmonger, Taskmaster, Abomination, She-Red Hulk, and Boron Modo, who is somebody I don't think I've ever heard of. I've heard of all the others, but I haven't heard of that. Interesting. Oh, I need to do a bit of research on this, so I'm learning something from this magazine. So this will be one that when I come off camera, I will actually sit down and have a read, because like I said, I haven't actually looked at it. I picked it up, got it, done the video with you, and I'm doing it as I'm going through with you. So again, you've got a lot of different Iron Men up at the top. They do look quite cool up in there, and then you've got all these different bits and pieces going on with this one. You've got the ship with more of them, and then you've got the different, I guess it's a puzzle, like a bricky mess. And then you've got the different questions to go in, so what relates to what. Stop the Red Skull game on there, and that is that. I will cover that. So the next edition for this is actually out. So I've just seen War Machine at the shop. So this minifigure at the moment is the one that is available that I can get, but I think it is exactly the same that of what I've already got. Now this one, we've got a game to be played, so you've got to cut out all of those. So that is that. So that is a very, very quick look at both of those magazines. But I think that is it, and I am done. In the comment section, let us know who you think won. So you've got 1 point for the winner of the actual magazine, and 1 point for what one comes with the better minifigures. Price-wise, they're basically exactly the same, so it's just 2 points up for grabs. I think the minifigures do look very, very good, and I am a fan of that stand. It's a super simple thing, so if you obviously did want to build this up yourself, you now know what pieces are needed. If you do have a spare head or cowl, and obviously the actual shield itself. But guys, if you can like this video and subscribe to the channel, that'd be absolutely fantastic. Again, let us know what you think. Do you have any of these magazines in your region? And if you do, what are you a biggest fan of? But as always, thank you very much for watching. You lot take care, and I'll catch you next one. Ta-da.